towards creating peace and not to be an antagonist of women, but to be supporters and walking hand in hand with women so that peace can be restored in the families. If the family is not happy, how can there be happiness outside? And when it comes to harmony, we have to appreciate the spirit of interdependence. Although we are free, although we are independent, but we must never forget that we are interdependent and appreciating each other's qualities. Harmony can be there only when we respect the qualities of others. I would say, instead of talking at a very high level, let us start with the self. As the United Nations once gave the slogan, think globally but act locally. Start with the self, start with the locals, and slowly we reach the global level. I would suggest, from the experiences all around, experience from the life of Dr. Kalam, first thing, the word act. A standing for acceptance. Let us accept each other as they are. As they are. Not everyone can be doing the things as I want. No. Let us accept each other. C. Be compassionate. Compassion. Where has this compassion gone? We have become so selfish, and this selfishness has made us so rude at times. This compassion has to be developed. Third, tolerance. Tolerance, we have become increasingly tolerant. We tolerate each other to an extent, but when it comes to patience, we have totally lost it. No patience at all. Now, towards, again, coming to peace and harmony, I would say, give time, little space, give little time to yourself. Throughout the day, we are so engaged, so busy, but to face uncertain times, to face times of insecurities, ever changing, dear brothers and sisters, how nice it would be if throughout the day, 3 or 4 times, we sit down in silence, connect with the self, and connect with the Supreme God who created this planet, so beautiful planet, and let us again strive to make this world, one family. And spiritually only this can happen, not otherwise. When we consider each other as spirits, souls, children of one God, universal fatherhood of God and brotherhood of man, then beautiful family can be created. I'm reminded of a very, it's a common story but inspires us. It seems there was a teacher and he was working at his table. His child would come now and again disturb him. The teacher wanted time for himself. He saw a map of the world lying on his table. He tore the map into 20 pieces and gave it to the child and said to him, "Go to the other room, join the map and come back." In no time, the child returned, and the map was intact. It was a map of the world. The teacher was surprised. He said, "Child, how could you do it?" The child said, "I do not know what the world looks like. But when I turned it, I found somewhere it was nose, somewhere it was ears, somewhere it was limbs. I understood and I started creating, organizing it to give it a form of a human being. And when I turned it, it was the map of the world." So when we consider each other, respect each other as human beings, and look at them as our own brothers and sisters, this world can again become one, and all the borders and the boundaries that we have created will be lost. Birds have no borders, birds have no boundaries. They fly to any country without any visa. So this can be done if the spirit is ignited in us. And what a beautiful thing. How nice it would be if we develop the spirit of giving. All these years we have been taking, but spirit of giving. Sometimes people say, "Well, what can I give to the world? I have nothing." No, we have taken so much from the world. We can change the atmosphere of the world by what Dr. Kalam
we have
said.
taken so much from the
Nice it
world.
would be if we meet each
We
other
can change the
and just give a
atmosphere of the
smile.
world by
Just a
what
smile.
Dr. Kalam
We
has taken
smile.
so much from the
Nice it
world.
would
The
be
other
if we
person
meet
will
each
also
other
smile.
and just give a smile.
Yeah,
This generates good vibrations. So, with these words, I put an end to my talk here. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity and allowing me to share a few thoughts on the subject peace and harmony as seen by Dr. Abdul Kalam.
So, friends, what I'm going to do, I will finish in 10 minutes. 6:44, right? So, I'm addressing. I believe the ones who are listening are youth, are students, are business community people, teaching people, civil society. So, I'm trying to address some aspects of all. I'm just presenting my random thoughts, and most of these thoughts are actually an outcome of President Kalam's, vision, and how he used to position his views to different audiences of any age group. So first of all, is my belief based on my experience is that I am an industry guy. I work with economic development. Is that the only permanent constant now is change, and either you can be a victim of change or an agent of change. There is no third choice. You have to decide what you want to be, right? And if we see today, we are in COVID times, and in India, like 6 months is lockdown, people are working from home. When in the beginning, in April, people were working from home, I used to ask, because my clientele are small, medium enterprise owners around the world. And I used to ask them, they used to say it's very difficult. So I would ask them, whenever you used to go to the factory, how much time would you go to the shop floor? So they said, no. I used to call my shop floor manager to my office. So I said, then what is the function which you cannot do from home, which you used to do in the factory? And after 15 days, the same people came back to me saying, actually, working from home is becoming more easier and more productive and more efficient. I remember I speaking to vice president of TCS in April that, now your people are working from home. He said, yes, but, a lot of challenges. I said, what after COVID? He said, no, after COVID, maybe 20-30% will work from home. But otherwise, we have security issues. We have these challenges. 10 days back, there was a newspaper release saying TCS has decided 410,000 employees will work from home permanently, forever. Change is the constant now, permanent constant. Either you become victim of change or an agent of change. So whatever all to the youth, to business community, teacher, everybody, what I'm saying, the way we have been living our life and doing our work, if we do not change, then we will be the victim. Then do not complain that this has happened to me. Another aspect which Prime Minister Modi, I was very lucky to work with him when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat for many, many years. I accompanied him on many foreign tours. And he used to always say, greater the challenge, larger the opportunity. In the Kutch, when there was an earthquake, he used to say, earthquake has happened, it's a God's, thing which has happened, but we can now transform Kutch into a beautiful, desert tourist location. And that is what has happened today, right? So that is, nowadays we are passing through these COVID times and difficult days, but it is for all of us to see that what best we can draw out of it. To me, I feel this work from home concept is amazing, transformational, because now environment, we are not going to offices, environment is saving the traffic, more road accidents. I've got the data. More people have died in earlier to COVID in 6 months than they died in next 6 months by road accidents. So, so there is always a shining armor somewhere. To the young people, I want to just share what Abdul Kalam ji always used to say for the startups. It is unfortunate that our education system really has not churned out people, and industry keeps complaining. I work with industry. They say, the people who graduate and come to us are not industry ready. We all know about that. So that is why the new education policy. And that is why skill development very important. Now, just to give you some very interesting statistics, last year, 1.5 crore, 15 million young Indians, they joined the job market. We could give jobs, in my opinion, all different data are there. Government is giving some data, opposition is giving some data. To my assessment, personal assessment, 40 lakh jobs were created. What about the other 1 crore 10 lakh people who graduated and who went to the job market? What are they doing? And what will they do? 5 crore people, young people, what will they do in next 5 years? Right? So the challenge to us is three. To me, to the young people, I always say, what are the choices to you after you graduate? Number one, either you will take up a job. Number two, or you will do a further studies. Or number three, self-employment. Self-employment is the only answer. And I think our Prime Minister Modi ji really visualized this in such a beautiful way, and all these programs of skill development, Startup India, Stand Up India, the Digital India are all matching to that direction. And I always say it's for the startups that it is okay to fail, but fail early and fail small. That is the foundation of innovation. The tragedy is that when I was in school, I was always told by my parents that come what may, you do whatever, but you cannot fail in the class. So I grew up in a psychology that failure is not good. But that is actually not true as far as innovation goes. For every successful innovation in the world, 9 have failed. Right? So this is a very important trait to be inculcated in our youth. And also I always say, never to the youth, young people, if they are listening, that never join the rat race. Because the sad thing is that even if you win the rat race, you are still a rat. Right? So always try to do something which makes you satisfied. Right? Times have changed. And in innovation, I always say to the business community that do one thing better than anyone else. I don't know what is that they should know. You should know as a business person. A lot of people think I do prototype, I do patent development, that is innovation. That is 5% of the innovation world. So do one thing better than anyone else. That is innovation. And I always tell industry people, hire fresh graduates. Why? See, we have entered into a knowledge and digital economy. Very simple. Doesn't matter what product we do, doesn't matter what service, manufacturing, trading, whatever business we do. It's a knowledge economy and digital economy. And these youngsters are connected to both of these. So to use them in work. So my slogan is always hire for attitude and train for skills. Because skills are not being taught in our education system still. I still remember I had accompanied Prime Minister Modi when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat in 2011 to China. And we were meeting a very senior Chinese leader. And the Chinese leader said that Mr. Modi asked him, what should we do to catch up with China? Because China is 20 years ahead of us in terms of economic development. And the leader said only one thing. He said, you change your education system. This is not your education system. Your education system was Gurukul, and Gurukul was based on skill development. And he said that is what we started in China, right? So it is very important for that the skills. So hire for attitude and train for skills. And just in the end, I want to say that earlier there used to be a time when it was being said in India that Saraswati and Lakshmi cannot stay together. So, the teachers in the Gurukul and all, they used to teach, they would not be very rich. But the children of the king and, the rich people would not want to study, right? Even today, I am from Gujarat. In Gujarat is a strongly business community, right? They tell a lot of business people that why you want to study? You are going to join our big business in any case, right? But things have changed now. Saraswati and Lakshmi now stay together. How the IT industry? If you see IT industry, what is IT industry? Narayan Murthy was a working in a company. He had no capital. He had to put his wife's jewelry on loan to buy the first 5 computers. Today, what is his business? We all know, right? So Saraswati and Lakshmi in IT stay together. Pharmaceutical, the growth of India and how we have conquered the global markets is another example of Saraswati and Lakshmi. And in the end, I just say that now the slogan is different. Now, Saraswati बांटने से Lakshmi बढ़ेगी. If you distribute knowledge, then wealth will grow. So it has completely transformed into a very different shape. And my last statement is, it is a tragedy in our country that, and I want to see a day, and this is what Abdul Kalam ji used to say so often, that good governance should become good politics. Good governance should become good politics. What in this age of 2020 we are talking of casteism and all these issues which we are fighting in the country. Good governance should be the good politics. That's it. And this youth is understanding. And that is the reason why we see the kind of political change which has come into the country. And I hope it is sustained. And this is, I hope the days when India had 25% market share in the global trade, today we have 1%. There were days when we were called Sone ki Chidiya, 25% share in global trade. Let us see if we are able to reach that. That's it. Those were my words. Thank you very much again, Dr. Hari.
Thank you, Dr. Jagat. Thank you very much. Thank you. We really thank for completing in the given time. And once again, we wish you many happy returns of the day. And a happy birthday. Yeah, now MC.
Thank you, Dr. Jagat Shah. It's wonderful to see you, and we miss you in US. And hopefully, this COVID will let you travel again. And may again wish you all the best and many returns of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, I would like to say a few things about our dear host, Ram Maruri, sir. Dr. Ram Maruri has above 20 years of experience in IT company, Oracle, ERP technology. He traveled for work in India, USA, Australia, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Qatar, and Dubai. He served 2 years as Mandal Parishad Development Officer, Panchayat Raj, in Andhra Pradesh, India. He pursued PhD in geology after post-graduation in Osmania University, Hyderabad, India. He got certified in German language from CIEFL. He pursued 1 year PG diploma in IT from Simco in Hyderabad, India, while doing his PhD. He is the founder of an NGO and the coordinator to few more for the last 20 years. He is currently managing trustee for Lead India Liberty Foundation in India. He also practicing Brahmakumari's Raj Yoga meditation for more than 3 years. He believes that harmony in the family gives harmony in the world. Ram Maruri is a happy and peaceful man when he offers selfless services to the needy and volunteer for a good cause. Let us now get back to him, our dear host, Dr. Ram Maruri.
Thank you, Mansi. Thank you very much for your very brief intro about me. Next, we have our next speaker, Ms. Swati Kulkarni is here. So we had her actually later as not as scheduled. MCs, please go ahead and introduce our Honorable Swati Kulkarni ji. Swati Kulkarni ji is actually the ambassador for I'm sorry.
Dr. Swati Vijay Kulkarni, Consul General of India, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Dr. Swati Vijay Kulkarni is a career diplomat who holds MBBS bachelor degree from the prestigious Government Medical College, Nagpur, in India. She joined the Indian Foreign Service in 1995. Dr. Swati Vijay Kulkarni, prior to her appointment as Consultant General of India, Atlanta, she served as a Regional Passport Officer, Mumbai, Maharashtra, Consul General in CGI, Cape Town, South Africa, Deputy Head of Mission in Muscat, Oman. Dr. Kulkarni's previous overseas assignments were First Secretary in High Commission of India, London, where she successfully worked as a nodal officer preventing discrimination for Indian medical graduates after implementing the new UK immigration rules. First Secretary in the High Commission of India, Port Louis, Mauritius, and as a third secretary in Embassy of India, Spain. Headquarters, Dr. Kulkarni worked as an additional private secretary to the External Affairs Minister and later deputed as the Regional Passport Officer, Pune, Maharashtra, and under the secretary looking for Austria, Crips, Greece, Slovenia, Switzerland, Holy See, Malta, Portuguese, Spain. So I welcome Swati Kulkarni garu to deliver her keynote.
Thank you, Raviteja. Thank you for introducing. I'm sorry I misspelled you, the Consul General of India. I'm sorry for that. Please go ahead, Swati ji.
Very good morning to all of you from this part of the world. My warm greetings. I'm delighted to be here at this world record webinar organized by Lead India on the occasion of celebration of Dr. Abdul Kalam's Jayanti. Thanks to Mr. Hari and Mr. Pandit and his team for doing all this hard work, and you must have put a lot of efforts to organize this. We compliment all of you. Sustainable development has to be inclusive as propounded by our Honorable ex-President Dr. Abdul Kalam. Be it economy, be it education, be it healthcare, be it environment, or disadvantaged people like women, youth, sustainable development has to reach everybody. And that's what we call it inclusive. And that is what was propounded by our ex-president in his Vision 2020. And I'm happy that Lead India is taking forward his vision in so many ways and doing such webinars and making people aware of this particular aspect of his way of doing national development. As far as Southeast USA is concerned, let me give you a little overview and tell you what sort of health opportunities exist between India and Southeast USA. See, Southeast USA, where our consulate is located, is in Atlanta. But in Southeast USA, we deal with 6 states like Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia, of course, Florida, and South Carolina. We also deal with 2 territories. Many might not have heard even the names. They are Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands. So 6 states and 2 territories we have. And you will be surprised that this part of the world, it is 16% of the population. It's moderately populated USA part of USA, and it contributes 13% of GDP to this country. And here we have 400,000 Indian Americans who are there, who are settled, Indian diaspora, and we have almost 90 companies who have invested $10 billion, and they have contributed creating 5,000 local jobs. So our investment is also growing in this part of the world. So one has to learn how exactly the opportunities are, what challenges we have, and that's the effort I'm going to do here as far as the healthcare sector is concerned. See, the healthcare market is increasing day by day. It's growing year on year, 5% growth, and we almost 5% growth we are seeing. In Asia, we are going to see 7% growth. So our healthcare market in India is 100 billion plus industry and is expected to grow to 370 billion by 2023. As far as USA is concerned, their market is 3.7 trillion and is expected to go to 4.3 trillion by 2023. So there are huge opportunities where our India-US relationship can have in this particular sector. See, what happens in India, the way I told you, the healthcare market is 100 billion. So the hospital industry, that segment dominates the healthcare market, and it's a 60 billion industry, which provides so many jobs, almost 30 million jobs to our people. And we expect that it will increase and will create by 2023 40 million jobs. Pharmaceutical is another industry, which is 30 billion industry for us. And please remember that we have largest US FDA compliant plants in India. So for us, USA is the largest market as far as healthcare segment is concerned, because every third pill which is taken by USA citizens is made in India. So we are supplying 40% of their generic drugs. And there is huge possibility, huge opportunity where we can scale it up further. Then we also have another opportunity in medical tourism. It's a 3 billion industry in India, and from US also we can give them cost-effective treatment. Then the fourth is medical devices. Medical devices is sunrise segment in India. We can learn so much from USA. It's a 5 billion industry in India right now. We have 750 manufacturers in this sector. Then in India, we have two important segments which are coming up. That's traditional medicine, Ayurveda, and then home care market, where also we have two-way synergy between these, between India and USA. So there are huge opportunities and ongoing collaboration. I want to tell you that ongoing collaboration between India and USA is already there, and it's very robust and very substantive. So it gives us a platform where we can ramp it up further. Right now, we have 200 plus NIH supported programs in India, and it has created a huge ecosystem of scientists and researchers, and that can help us in building up further. We have collaboration in non-communicable diseases like cancer, diabetes, vision research. MOU is already in place. Then we have collaboration in communicable diseases. CDC here in USA and their counterpart in India, like ICMR and all, we do have a collaboration as far as healthcare protection, healthcare promotion, and communicable diseases are concerned, like immunization and things like that. Then we also have collaboration on various other aspects where USAID has developed certain, they have developed technical support units in various states in India. US FDA is also collaborating with India on because we do have a MOU which is being negotiated in this between US FDA and its counterpart organization in India. So this collaboration in various field of healthcare is already there, and the potential areas again are many. Like in non-communicable diseases, we can have collaboration as far as mental health institutes are concerned. I'm just giving example. So mental health institutes, we can collaborate on how USA is doing treatment as far as stratification of age is concerned, professions are concerned, and then how they have stratified on basis of single and treatment as far as separated stratification of age is concerned, professions are concerned, and then how they have stratified on basis of single and treatment as far as separated stratification of age is concerned, professions are concerned, and then how they have stratified on basis of single and treatment as far as separated stratification of age is concerned, professions are concerned, and then how they have stratified on basis of single and treatment as far as separated stratification of age is concerned, professions are concerned. Other aspects of collaboration which we can do mostly where we are also trying to
of educational institutions to merely take test scores as a benchmark in determining a candidate's worth must change. We as a society must mine the talents of children and take a holistic approach in determining their candidacy. Sir Roger Penrose won the Nobel Prize in Physics this very month. He said that he was not that good at taking tests, and if tests are going to continue being a benchmark in calibrating their worth, we would unforgivingly lose many geniuses like Penrose. I've written about reform in education, teaching, professionalism, attitudes towards workforce, casteism, societal pressures, parental pressures, and so on in my paper. And I encourage the esteemed audience to read it for an in-depth analysis. My name is Adipudi Venkata Rohit, and I thank everyone for this opportunity.
Hello, Jakob Fagland here. I'm here to tell you about micro-investing, an approach to end hunger for smallholders. Smallholders represent 7 out of 10 of the world's hungry and are just rarely getting a job outside their sector. There is profitable options though, although they are usually not very available for the smallholders. What we need to do is kitify drip lines, maybe 2 times 15 meters, and related connectors with just a few high-quality seeds, enough for the bed. And the same, just a few hundred grams of water-soluble fertilizer, enough for 3 months for 15 square meter. By doing that, you get an investment, maybe $7, maybe $10, and that investment will return 5 to 15 times the money back in just 3 months. You reinvest some, and you do the same again and again. When you've done it 3 times, we see people often getting $10 a day. Going from $1 a day to $10 a day is going from the bottom billion to the upper half of the world's population from an income point of view. That is micro-investing. And I've been working on it together with a few other friends in Tanzania, Malawi, Zambia for the last 5 years. So to learn more, check out my TEDx. You find more on my LinkedIn profile. You can also go to Norwegian Church Aid, who is the NGO who's involved in this. And I hope that many more will get involved in making micro-investing available for poor people around the world.
Thank you, Raviteja, for playing this, and Mansi. Now we go to the next speaker, if he's available, Mahendra Dewal. I saw him actually. He was here.
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Yeah,
yes, I'm here.
Founding member, Expansion Technologies, Boston, USA. MC, please introduce Dr. Mahendra B. Dewal.
Dr. Mahendra Dewal. Dr. Mahendra Dewal is a creative and self-motivated scientist with outstanding 7 years of academic and 5 years of industrial research experience in multiple disciplines, including expansion microscopy, biochemistry, molecular and cell biology, etc. Dr. Mahendra Dewal is efficiently managed team-oriented project stand, co-writer of founded research proposals from Mizutani Research Foundation of Glycoscience. Dr. Mahendra Dewal is a team player with interdisciplinary scientific experience and provides a unique ability to interact and effectively collaborate with scientists of various backgrounds and work on multidisciplinary projects. Dr. Mahendra Dewal has multidisciplinary professional skills and is also expert in molecular biology, gene cloning, cell biology, and in organic chemistry. Now let us welcome Dr. Mahendra Dewal to deliver his note. Thank you.
Thank you, Divya.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Divya, for your kind words about my introduction. Good morning and good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to express my immense gratitude to the organizers, Dr. Hari Eppanapalli from Lead India Foundation and entire his team members. And also Dr. Ram Maruri from Induct and Library Foundation and entire his team members for giving this opportunity today to speak at this global webinar, great event, conducted in the memory of our beloved great scientist, great leader, 11th President of India, Dr. Abdul Kalam Garu. Moreover, Dr. Abdul Kalam was an inspiration to many, many, many young minds from many decades. I'm none other than one among those students who inspired by reading his books, watching his speeches, and learned a lot. And I became a scientist inspired by him. So I also thank everyone who is sharing. It's a great opportunity. It gives me an immense pleasure for me to share this virtual stage with many, many great people on this call today. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. So as a scientist, I'm going to share my thoughts in healthcare, biotechnology, the opportunities and challenges in biotechnology. Mostly, I will be focusing on development of next generation biotherapeutics. The next 2 decades are the opportunities going to be open, many, many opportunities for the various different disciplines, students, young scientists. The many opportunities are going to open in next generation biotherapeutics. If you look at this biotherapeutics area in the past 3.5 decades, the focus of drug discovery and development has gradually shifted from small, well-defined chemical molecules to a large, complex biologics. And because there are so many unmet medical needs, because, for example, lots of genetic disorders, chronic diseases were not cured by these small chemically well-defined molecules, but biologics are playing an important role in the past 3 decades. And they are also playing very prominent role in combating diseases like cancer, diabetes, and many autoimmune diseases as well. In the next generation biotherapeutics that I'm going to talk are going to influence mostly in genetic disorders, curing the genetic disorders, in regenerative therapies, and personalized medicine as well. So in this topic, I'm going to talk about various different therapeutics, such as engineering the proteins and antibodies, cellular therapies, gene therapies, gene editing technologies, and RNA therapeutics, as well as vaccine development technologies. If I still have a time, 1 minute, I'll quickly introduce the organ transplantation, which is called xenotransplantation, transplanting organs from different species to different animals to humans, and the opportunities that are there in these different fields. So antibodies. In the past 3 decades, monoclonal antibodies were developed and utilized as a drug candidates for various different diseases, including rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, Crohn's disease. One best example is a drug called Humira. It's also called adalimumab, which was developed by AbbVie Therapeutics, and it treats the diseases that I just mentioned, like rheumatoid arthritis. It generated global sales about $20 billion in 1 year, that is 2018. So, which is going to be double and triple in the next coming decades. But this is already developed. But next coming generations, what kind of technologies are in the antibody engineering are utilizing? So now, mostly the scientists are trying to develop antibody conjugates so that they can selectively target the cancer cell or tumor cell or disease site. So you conjugate the drug molecule to antibody and send it to that particular cancer so that the cancer cells will be removed easily. That's one technology. There is a lot of opportunities are growing. The second thing is bi or multi-specific antibodies. Generate one antibody but treat multiple diseases. So it is specific to 2 to 3 different targets. That's another area. And also take a fragment of antibody. Antibody is a complex biological large molecule. But if you engineer a small part of the antibody, which is called nanobodies, there also huge amount of opportunities are there for the next generation students. And the second area is cellular therapies. The cell therapy is nothing but transplanting the cells into the patient's body to cure the disease. These cells may come from the patient itself or from a donor. So what we do is, you take the cells from the patient or a donor, and then you engineer them, put them back into the body, the patient's body, so it will cure the disease. Oncology, musculoskeletal disorders, autoimmune disorders are cured by these cell therapy already being approved. There are two drugs, Chimera and Yescarta, were already approved, which is also called CAR T cell therapy, to treat acute lymphoblastic leukemia and as well as beta cell lymphoma. It is estimated to acquire about $10 to $15 billion of market in the next 5 years of these two cell therapy drugs. Next method is gene therapy. Gene therapy is using the genes to prevent the disease. There are two methods in here: adding the new genes, delivering the new genes into the body, or the repairing the genes that are already malfunctioning. In these two methods, first I'm going to talk about the adding the new genes. So mostly viral vectors are being utilized. The engineered viruses, make them unharmful, and then use them to deliver this particular gene that is malfunctioning in the body, that is causing the disease, to fix the gene and cure the disease. And there's a recently approved Zolgensma, which is a new drug that approved to treatment for the pediatric patients with spinal muscular atrophy. Most prominently, adenoviruses or adenoviral associated viruses are being utilized to deliver these genes into the body. And there is already about 900 other potential therapeutics and gene therapeutics are in clinical trials, ready to approved by FDA in the United States. Next one is gene editing. The CRISPR-Cas9 is an efficient and versatile gene editing technology. This was awarded with a Nobel Prize in chemistry last year for 2022. This is a unique technology that can replicate the gene in this method, there are two methods. One is fixing the gene ex vivo or fixing the gene in vivo. Ex vivo means that you take the cells out of the patient and you induce these editing the components, which is Cas9 RNA itself, repair the gene, it will just set back in the patient's body so that the disease will be cured. The second thing is deliver this whole component using the viral vectors or lipid nanoparticles into the patient's body and fix the genes inside the body to cure the disease. These are the two methods, but currently mostly ex vivo gene editing is utilized. There are a lot of therapeutics are being under development in clinical trials for hemoglobinopathies such as sickle cell disease and diabetes, and also in immuno-oncology. Next one is mRNA therapeutics. mRNA therapeutics, RNA, generally protein is coming from the genes, right? DNA transcribes into RNA, RNA translates into protein. That's which functions, its functions in the body. So RNAs can be utilized as a drug molecules. There's a lot of opportunities, many like small interfering RNAs, ASOs, microRNAs, regular RNAs are being utilized. There are lots of drugs are being developed to cure the diseases using the RNAs as well. Lots of opportunities also are there. And I'm going to take not more than 2 minutes. So we are in the middle of the pandemic, and there is novel vaccine development technologies also. I'm going to give an introduction in 1 more minute. So we're in the middle of the pandemic of COVID-19. We desperately need a vaccine. About 3 decades ago, there are only 2 methods to develop the vaccines, such as using the live attenuated viruses or using the inactivated viruses. But in the 3 decades, various different methods are developed, such as using the viral vectors. They can be replicable or non-replicable, creating the vaccines, and using the nucleic acids to create a vaccine, such as DNA or RNA or protein-based methods. In the case of COVID-19, coronavirus spike protein is a best target to generate the vaccine. Many companies in public and private partnership, there are approximately 193 total potential candidates are under development, and 42 of them are already in the clinical trials. At least 5 to 10 of them are in the late stage clinical trials, which may be available anytime from now to protect from the COVID-19 infections. Like I said, there are so many opportunities out there. in these various different biotherapeutics areas, but there are also challenges. For example, the quality control procedures are very stringent, and these are complex biological molecules, not easy to make, synthesize them. The manufacturing viral vectors is not so easy, very, very time consuming. Generating the robust methods are also very difficult, and the pricing is very high at the moment, but all these challenges can overcome with the time. As I mentioned, the market is growing billions and billions of dollars. Next 2 decades are going to be the market for these biotherapeutics. Having said that, thank you. Thank you so much. If you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to me on the social media or LinkedIn or anywhere else. Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
So thank you very much, Mahinder, for joining us and sharing your wonderful insights. And I'm very proud to see you. You are the front runner on the genetic side, and we will talk more about it as we progress. So thank you again. Be safe.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mahinderji, once again. Now I welcome Dr. G.K. Ganpat Reddy, founder and chairman, Stay Fit Health and Fitness World Private Limited. Dr. Maram, our president of Lead India Foundation, Liberty Foundation, he is going to introduce Dr. G.K. Ganpat Reddy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And greetings to all. It is my privilege to introduce the next speaker, Dr. Gurukulam Ganapati Reddy, the founder chairman of India's #1 fitness company called Stay Fit, and he is more popular as Stay Fit Reddy than Dr. Gurukulam Ganapati Reddy because of the hard work, because of last 25 years of dedication, what he done in the area of fitness industry. Today, the Stay Fit is able to become the #1 fitness company in India. And today, the Stay Fit company not only become a leader in fitness industry, they are working towards making and building healthy India. Stay Fit also in diversified business verticals. Dr. Gurukulam Ganapati Reddy, also a chairman of a leading international school called Gurukulam Global School, which is offering the CBSE syllabus primary school based in Tamil Nadu. And Dr. Gurukulam Reddy Group also entered into the healthcare vertical where they produce and they market some of the leading popular brands like ORS Fit, like Gasofit. And now during this COVID time, to offer the best products to this world, he started introducing the sanitizers, the immunity boosters with very most affordable cost to reach large number of people. And apart from the business, he's quite keen on the charitable organizations. He is one of the leading philanthropists, developed and given a multiple source of income to large number of people. And today his entire group consists of more than 1,000 people spread across the country, having 80 plus their own outlets are called Stay Fit outlets. And they are also into a new vertical called Stay Fit Hub, where the entire wellness will be given at one single platform. And today we are fortunate to have Dr. Gurukulam Ganapati Reddy to share his journey of 25 years of Stay Fit to become from a small room to a #1 fitness company of the India. So now I request Dr. Reddy to share his story of Stay Fit. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity. It's my privilege to be part of this August event. It's on the 89th birthday of Dr. Abdul Kalam ji. So I would want to share that when the pandemic situation making a panic everybody, and everybody is afraid and worried, and then situation is kind of going out of hand. That's where when there was lockdown was announced. So I wanted my staff to be in safe and good hands, and then not to worry about their job or not to get into the depression. Basically, people will be worried about losing their job, and then I have seen people even committing suicides. So kind of variety of news I've been going through. So we developed a team with all the leads, as we have a habit of every day connecting with the team. So it's like an operation working from home. So we continued the same way right after the lockdown was announced. So it was only idea is to keep everybody in a connection and then give them a confidence that we can learn something during this time, that how, just to also extend our care and concern and support to our customers. So it was the idea of just to keep this, my staff and my extended family to be safe and secured, to give them a motivation and clarity and, courage to just to stay together. But later on, what we did, we developed when we were all together as a team, we developed this idea to also extending this caring and sharing and greetings to our customers. During such time when there was a lockdown, where there was no even opportunity to go out of your house, you have literally have no access to even go out. The panic situation was so bad. Then our visiting, our phone calls made all our customers to thank us for giving a opportunity to keep them engaged in a manner that we started an online program of morning free exercise. We were actually having 3 sessions in the morning, 3 sessions in the evening, right from morning 6 a.m. to till 9 a.m., 3 sessions, 1 hour, and then again in the evening 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Every 1 hour we were having with our all trainers in our all respective stores, we were running online programs. So during this time, we were able to reach as many as people, thousands of people, customers, that you don't have to worry that you have no right to, though you don't have access to go out, but still you can stay fit. So that really gave a enormous satisfaction, joint satisfaction, connecting our all beloved customer who helped us to grow. And now we also able to, besides that somebody was interested to buy an equipment and exercise also, we had even given a special privilege as a essential product for somebody to stay healthy and fit. Because today immunity system is the only thing that makes people to, you can fight against COVID, beside many other aspects. That's something your strong mind and strong body, and that will really have a great strength to fight any kind of disease, especially COVID. So that was something really we could bring forth and make people to exercise, and a lot of their wishes and blessings helped us to do much better business than the regular business we could have done in the regular time. So during what I'm point is, like, when you go all out in helping people, there is always opportunity. So, and as I see that now India is very, in the generation, one of the, with 1.3 billion population, we are the one of the youngest countries with over 60%, over 35 years, below 35 years age. So in a way, like a young generation in our country. So down the line, in 10, 15 years down the line, so we will probably have over 50% of our Indian population is going to be over 50 plus, over the middle age above. So right now, having the habit of staying healthy and fit, we have a mission like building healthy India. Our idea is to inspire every Indian to stay healthy and fit, so that you can, if the healthy body minds, healthy body has a healthy mind. So we can, this is what one of our vision and mission, to connect India and help people, and through many methods. So in the same manner, we also introduced people to have a great strength, like as a immunity booster, as a war respite. That has given a great, it's mental satisfaction and also a great instant experience of great energy. Well, on this occasion, I would request everyone to, however, stay healthy and stay fit, exercise for healthy living. So, unless we are strong, you cannot make anybody strong. Why change the world? Let us change ourselves. That's where we stay healthy and fit so that we can inspire others. So, and it's my journey has been, we are a 25 years company. We are catering to, all age group of people based on their age, height, weight, and also we have a variety of products, like just right from it is everybody can afford, right from 1,000 rupees to up to a lakh of rupees. Different variety of products we offer, and also we give a free consultancy, and without even buying equipment, still you can join our online classes, can exercise. So this is something we wanted to offer to the world, that somebody anywhere from the world can join the online classes. We are here to, and we have a fitness academy where we train young generation. People like they think that they are not good in studies, and we go to them wherever they failed. We go pick them, because my career started with I was failing 3 times in 7th standard. So I said there is no life for me. But then that's where again somebody got guided and advised, don't give up and move on, so you can do much better. So that inspiration. So I see a lot of people, youngsters are actually at the early age, where they cannot do well in studies. We go pick them and then we bring them and train them on the fitness levels, and then they are going to be a great trainers. Some of the people don't have great education. They're training the highly educated people how to stay fit. So that's something they could achieve through Stay Fit Academy. And we also have a magazine which, it just spreads that awareness of it's all about awareness, how to stay healthy and fit, what kind of food to eat, when to exercise, what kind of habits. So this is something we are spreading. And thank you for this opportunity to share these ideas and then the way we are working. And my invitation to everybody during COVID and situation, like immunity is the best medicine to fight COVID. So stay healthy, stay fit. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Ganpat, for a wonderful message. I think this is the need of the hour during the COVID times. People are immobile, so stay fit definitely is playing a great role in keeping India healthy, and hopefully your expansion will take place throughout the globe, and we will look forward to working with you and your involvement in promoting Lead India as well. Thank you so much, Ganpat. Now I would like to invite Honorable Minister Namal Rajapaksa from Sri Lanka. He is the Minister for the Youth and Sports. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. MCs, please introduce the Honorable Minister Namal Rajapaksa.
Honorable Lakshman Namal Rajapaksa is the Minister of Sports and Youth, Sri Lanka. He is the eldest of the 3 sons of Sri Lankan former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. His paternal grandfather, D.A. Rajapaksa, was a member of Parliament and Minister of Agriculture. He studied at St. Thomas College in Mount Lavinia. He captained the under-13, under-15, under-17 and under-19 rugby teams during his advanced level studies. Playing for college, captaining the team, putting on the Sri Lankan under-19 jersey for the first time was some of his greatest moments. In year 2011, he took oaths as an attorney at law before a 3-judge Supreme Court bench. Honorable Minister Namal Rajapaksa is the founder president of the Tharuniyata Hetak, a movement for youth which introduced innovative concepts to meet the demands of youth in Sri Lanka. Noticing the leadership characteristics in Namal, in April 2010, he was nominated by the Sri Lanka Freedom Party from Biliyata in Hambantota district and won the largest percentage of preferential votes. Sri Namal Rajapaksa, after winning the 2020 elections, took oaths as the Sri Lankan's youngest sports minister. His vision is to establish sports schools, build cricket and athletic training hubs, and not to be dependent on just government funds. Let us now invite Shiraj Paksha to deliver his keynote.
Thank you, Mansi, for the lovely introduction. And thank you very much for pronouncing my name and my hometown name properly. I'm honored. you did a good job. I'm honored to be speaking today to all of you via this webcast. Before we begin, let me just take the opportunity to thank Dr. Hari Eppanapali for making me part of this event and giving me the opportunity to speak a few words at this world record attempt in memory of Dr. Kalam. I have been informed that I'm currently the youngest minister to hold the portfolio for youth and sports in Sri Lankan history. And I can honestly say that whether I was the oldest or the youngest, that I could not be more honored to have been bestowed with a ministry that I believe embodies the health and wealth of a state. Its wealth being its youth and thereby its future. And it's important that as states and as collective bodies, that we truly try to understand our youth, about their needs, their fears, hope, and aspirations. Because it's only when we provide a proper voice and empowerment to youth can we truly achieve sustainable and equitable development. That's why forums such as this are so important. And I can only hope that the reach and exposure that the organizers hope from this event will be achieved. I quote, the youth need to be enabled to become job generators from job seekers. Quote. This quote from Dr. Abdul Kalam is by far one that resonates with me because it begs questions. How do we mold our youth into leaders? How do we enable them to see themselves as victors in every situation? How do we empower them to be the solutions to the problems their countries have experienced? These are the questions that should lead policy formulations and be backed by political will. In the context of Sri Lanka, we have seen violent political youth uprisings and an internal conflict that didn't just claim the lives of youth and children, but also restricted the ability of youth to achieve their fullest possible potential in terms of creative expressions or in understanding their role as contributors towards a stable and prosperous future. And over time, this has been common for many states within our region, although root cause may vary. In order to positively empower youth, as well as effectively combat the resurgence of similar violence in the future, an effective promotion of economic and social rights is vital. In Sri Lanka, we are currently applying a great emphasis on capacity building and entrepreneurship trainings, collaborating with partners who understand the value of investing in youth. But it is, in my view, my firm view, that youth empowerment for sustainable development need to reach further than at the national level. Regional and multinational cooperation is absolutely necessary if we are serious about the global application of the right of development. Youth network between our countries can enable knowledge share, technical assistance, and even promote cultural exchange that can create a far more stable, knowledgeable, and peaceful region. My ministry has always taken a forefront in Sri Lanka to establish a youth volunteer committee that deals and focuses completely on environment-related activities. I think as developing countries, we have at some point in our histories not been able to find the balance between environment environment protection and industrial development. But I'm optimistic that the new generation sees that true development is resilient of a thriving, safe environment, including wildlife and marine life. It's my hope that this committee will connect with similar groups within the region to help firm and active environmental policies of their respective governments. The category of youth makes up roughly around 1.8 billion of the world population. Can you imagine the sort of positive impact such a large group could have on the world if they work together? In today's context, as politicians and as citizens, we tend to take a macro view of issues in each of our countries. But in order to achieve through political systems that empower people and create an enabling environment for development, I think we need to bring our focus back to micro level. This forum has highlighted the need for responsible citizens and youth. And I believe that this idea of responsible young person cannot be achieved without that person being sensitive towards the needs of the greater collective. And this is a trait, if inculcated in our youth, can truly help alleviate social issues within our countries. For example, with the rising in technological advancement and social media platforms, cyberbullying among youth has become a worrying social issue. In Sri Lanka, we are working towards readily addressing the issue, working alongside with media organizations and creating a legal framework to address cyberbullying. But at the same time, we also focus on initiatives that teach youth about the issues and promote an online youth presence that is healthy, considerate, and built on mutual respect. And therefore, we can create a better online communities. We need to create better homes, better relationships, better respect towards one another. I truly believe that this region is very, very equipped to do that because our cultures and history are built upon these attributes. We don't need to teach youth anew. We just need to remind ourselves of who we are. And through that, our youth are empowered. In conclusion, I would like to extend an invitation to any youth empowerment groups in the region or even beyond who would like to connect with any of our initiatives I mentioned to exchange ideas or to build greater partnerships. Sri Lanka has always been committed to collaborating within the region and strengthening people-to-people partnership. And I hope this forum can also be part of that culture of regional cooperation. To end, I'd like to leave you with another powerful quote from Dr. Abdul Kalam that I think speaks volumes on the work we have before us. Quote, the ignite mind of the youth is the most powerful resource on earth. I'm convinced that the power of the youth, if properly directed, will bring about transformed humanity by meeting its challenges and bringing peace and prosperity. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister Namal Rajapaksa. I'm very proud to see that you are the youngest youth minister. And this is the right time for people like you to take charge and transform youth into responsible citizens, especially in Sri Lanka,